another negative thing about this camera. In the last video, I talked about the things I love about this camera. In this one, I'm gonna tell you all the things I hate about the Canon R6 after the intro.
Walking in the sunset.
What's up guys, Dan Frullani here and welcome back to a new video. If you're new to this channel, there's one thing you need to know. I make videos with and about the Canon EOS R, the Canon 90D, the Canon M50 and the Canon R6. Filming right now, by the way. So, in the last video, I mentioned all the things I love about the Canon R6. And in this one, I would like to share with you my opinion, my experience in terms of negative things. I'm gonna start with the most obvious thing, the overheating, that, you know, at first I thought it wasn't an issue because honestly for the first few months nothing happened, even though I used this camera a lot. But then I still remember when, and I made a video about it, it overheated on me. Today for the first time the Canon R6 overheated, so I'm just gonna have to wait now. I really wasn't expecting it. Waiting, just waiting for the camera to cool down. Kind of sucks. And I had to stop, wait like 10-15 minutes or something, and then I was able to film again. But I have to tell you that it's happened again and again and again. Like whenever I shoot in 4K 60, even short clips of a few seconds, but if I shoot in 4K 60 for more than 1 hour, chances are it's gonna overheat. Is it a big issue? Well, for a camera this price, it definitely is. But it's not a huge problem for me because when I work, I usually carry with me like 2 cameras, sometimes even 3, because you never know. And when I carry with me the Canon R6, I usually bring either the Canon 90D or the Canon EOS R for different reasons. The Canon EOS R because it's a fantastic camera, even though the color science is pretty different from the one of the Canon R6. And the results are pretty different. But at the same time, its quality is just great and I'm able to match their colors in post, no problem. And sometimes I bring also the Canon 90D because I find its color science more similar to the one of the Canon R6 and much easier to match in post. Even though with their differences, like, you know, Canon 90D crop sensor camera, Canon R6 full frame, different sensor and everything, but okay. So working with 2 or 3 cameras, I can walk around this overheating issue, but the problem is there. And it overheated again. Second thing that I don't hate, but I don't like, it's 120 frames per second. I am a little bit disappointed. I mean, I should be really disappointed considering that 120 frames per second has always been my favorite frame rate to shoot in slow motion, like in super slow motion, like 4 times slower, like really smooth. But as I was saying, to my disappointment, the quality of the 120 frames per second 1080 is not really great. I mean, it's decent, but it's really easy to get digital noise in low light. And sometimes even during the day with bright lights and everything. So, I don't know, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not actually using it, you know? I don't use it for my professional works, and the thing is, I'm not even using it for my YouTube videos, because thank God this poor quality of 120 frames per second is compensated by the 4K 60. 4K 60 is great for slow motion, like slow down not 4 times but 2 times, real-time speed is 2 times slower, and I know it's not as smooth as 120 frames per second, but I mean that's compensated by the quality. So that's what I use 4K 60 all the time for my B-rolls when I want to do slow motion.
My knees turn weak, my head was spinning round. An angel dressed in velvet. I tried to speak, but couldn't make.
Man, I love it here. Another thing that I don't like about this camera, it's because it's an RF mount camera. In my previous video I said that's awesome because we can use EF and EFS lenses plus RF glass, and that's great. Yes, but if I have to tell you, there's to say that RF lenses are great. Well, most of them, because now they started to make more affordable ones, and I would say cheaper ones. There are RF lenses that are very expensive, like the 15 to 35 millimeters f2.8 with stabilization. I think it costs about like 3 grand. I mean, that's a lot. Again, on one side, the positive thing is that I can use EF lenses, so I use the 16 to 35 millimeters instead, and I'm good to go. But okay, they made cheaper ones, more affordable, but I want to say cheaper. Why? Because I got the Nifty 50 RF version, and I made a video about it, like where I show you that RF glass is supposed to be awesome, but in case of the 50 millimeters RF version, that's not awesome at all. I mean, its price is double the regular original EF version, the Nifty 50 millimeters f1.8, and the performance is the same or even worse. Like in some of the comments, someone said that the EF version looks sharper in my samples. So that's disappointing. It's an affordable RF lens, but poor quality and double price compared to the EF version. And also there's a 16 millimeters f2.8. Well, I don't even want to try that. I've seen videos where video makers use it, and I don't really like it. I didn't really like what I've seen in those videos when they use it. It seems like the lens, that 16 millimeters RF, is constantly focus hunting. No thanks. Thank God. The positive thing, as I already mentioned in my previous video, is that I can use the adapter with EF lenses, which sometimes are even better than these new affordable / cheap RF lenses. Another negative thing about this camera, maybe the files, especially in 4K, because of its codecs, are kind of difficult to edit and process, and long rendering times, but I don't know. Yeah, objectively I shouldn't mention this, and that's why I'm telling you. But if you have a good computer, like a new generation one, like I'm using an iMac with the M1 processor, and it works great. So these are the things that I hate. Well, I don't hate, but I don't like about the Canon R6. If you haven't watched my previous video where I mentioned the things I love about this camera, go watch it. Alright, right now I'm gonna stay on the beach and burn in the sun. That's the plan. No, that's not the plan. I gotta go home. Yeah, I'm gonna go home, gonna have breakfast, and I'm not gonna work out today. Today is a day off, and alright, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like button and subscribe if you ain't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
I've searched everywhere to find her. Searched everywhere.